Welcome to Head Full of Radio, where a longtime Radiohead fan goes through the whole recorded discography alongside his friend, who's only familiar with the song Creep. Will we agree on the songs? Can I convert him into a fan? Let's find out.
Welcome to episode 125. We are on the final song from Kid A.
Oh.
And just for your knowledge, so far, you have rated Kid A exactly the same as OK Computer.
No way.
Overall. So right now, your overall Kid A average score is 3.33.
Is it really?
And your OK Computer average was 3.33.
Wow. I'm very surprised by that. In my mind, OK Computer was like very high. And I feel like for a while outside of Idiotech, I feel like I wasn't being overly generous with this album. So
Yeah.
that's interesting to hear.
My OK Computer was 3.46. And my Kid A is 3.89.
Wow. Okay. So it does bump up. Very interesting.
Yeah. So motion picture soundtrack. This song. Oh, hi, I'm Andrew.
And I'm Nico. Hello.
Oops. Tom premiered this song during a U.S. tour as a solo rendition on radio. He was assuming it would be released on OK Computer. Yeah, its lyrics and structure are different to the version that was released on Kid A. He said, it's one of the ones I'm most proud of just because of the melody. It's one of those ones where you wake up in the middle of the night singing it in your head. So, yeah. Just trying to... Tom reworked a completely new version during the Kid A sessions that made use of a 19th century harmonium pedal organ, which hasn't been played on Radiohead songs since Pablo Honey and Thinking About You.
I funnily enough remember that song, which for me is very impressive because I do not remember anything.
Yeah. The choir and harp samples you'll hear were partly inspired by Alice Coltrane records and are supposed to evoke the atmosphere of old Disney movies, were added by John.
I am very excited by what I'm hearing.
So, are you ready for the final song of Kid A?
I really am. Like,
right.
I feel like I would have gone into this just thinking like the last song is usually just a bit of like, we're done.
There's also a hidden track at the end of the album, which I will play when you least expect it. So just be careful for that.
Okay. If you do it mid-song, I don't know if I'm going to be upset with you.
No, it'll be later. Okay, here we go. Go!
I hope it's very dramatic. I do hear the harmonium thing. 19th century, whatchamacallit. Okay. Feels like we're about to welcome in the bride. Oh, that sounds a bit less like what you'd want to hear before the bride.
I don't know. This sounds kind of sad for a bride.
Yeah. That would be quite the intro for a wedding.
Cheap sex and sad films help me get where I belong. I think you could
I don't want to talk too much during this one because I don't want to taint your reaction.
It's just very. How would I describe? I don't know. That's very Disney, which is weird given how he's singing.
Yeah, I'm having a pretty emotional response right now, actually.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to keep myself together, but I'm failing pretty hard. Oh, fuck.
Yeah, that was really beautiful.
I while I gain composure, here's the hidden track.
Okay.
Just sort of a nice ending bit. I think that's a decent little companion piece for the,
Yeah,
sort
I
of
like it.
almost boosts a bit of a positive after that, the song before it, right?
Yeah,
I
it's
think it sort of
like. Go
brings the
ahead.
mood up a little bit.
Hmm.
I when we were doing this and I was setting up our listening thing, and I was like, oh god, motion picture soundtrack is coming. Oh god, I know I'm gonna cry. I'm like, so when we did our last little bit, whenever that was, and ended on whatever song it was, I was like, oh, okay, well, next time is motion picture soundtrack. I better be ready. I know I'm gonna cry. And I figured I could keep it together, and then I think I scrolled down to see the last line of the song.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, fuck, just let it go. So you were talking, and I'm over here trying to not, I don't want my emotions to change the view you have of the song, but it's hard to not be emotional for a song like that.
Of course. Yeah, no, it was just a beautiful song.
Yeah, I think the moment that I really lost it is when it comes in, when all of the orchestral stuff comes in.
Mm.
It's because it's pretty. It's sort of like, I don't want to say barren, but it's like mellow, and then once Johnny comes in with all those noises,
Yeah.
that's the part that gets me the most. And I was like, well, I'm glad I have this Kleenex box beside me.
Mm. I can't blame you. Like I can, yeah. Because for me, it's like it's not like synesthesia, but with a lot of these things, like I will play there will be like imagery in my head when I'm listening to these songs.
Yeah.
And that very much, like, I guess even just with the title being motion picture soundtrack, like, it was very much like I don't know, a scene where, like, someone loses a loved one and they're, like, looking in, whether it's like they're looking into their eyes or like they're just observing them, and it's like the moment before they sort of like pass on.
Yeah.
And they still got that like intimate moment where they really see each other and you feel like the love. But it's obviously got like, it's like really sweet and beautiful, but at the same time like heartbreaking and like yeah, just very emotional. And that, or when you hear that come in, I think that's sort of the moment where you kind of like maybe see them with like the glow around them.
Yeah.
And it's like that transition, and it's just, yeah, really like, oh shit. But,
Yeah,
like,
I
still
was
beautiful, but
I was transported to the last moments I had with my partner before she passed. She fortunately did in her sleep, so our last moment was like cute little before bed I love yous and nose rubs, and it was perfect for what she deserved, that, right? Like knowing that she was loved and stuff like that. And then me waking up to finding her was heartbreaking for me, but like I could parse the difference between how lucky she was to have that ending versus how many other millions of ways it could have ended. So yeah. Well, yeah. So I don't think, for me, I don't think I'm going to be able to rate this one. I'm not going to be able to. I can't give this song a score because, honestly, outside of this, and maybe when we listen to it again for the re-release, which is, we won't hear it for another like couple years, I don't know that I'll. It's not that it's not a beautiful song, but it hits me too hard, and I don't know how many times I'm going to be able to keep listening to it. So
that's so fair.
I would like to refrain from grading that one.
That is very understandable, and I will allow that. No.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Imagine I'm just like, well, too bad.
Yeah. You know what? Fuck you. You have to score it.
Right. No.
I won't be turning this one into TikToks either.
That's very fair.
Listen to Andrew cry in background.
Yeah. So true. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like that's definitely something I'll re-listen to. I feel like with my previous Toms, I've known they're Toms because it like literally definitely did something for me. I feel like it's just shy of a Tom for me because it was still beautiful. So I'm probably going to go with Johnny and a half for this one.
Okay, well, that I think boosts your over. You know what? Just for sake of it, I think I'll go with you on that. Then I think it'll be better if we go equal on that. I like that.
Okay.
And your overall score for Kid A is now higher than OK Computer.
I am genuinely shocked. I'm going to have to listen to the first half again because I cannot remember what was there.
you gave a Johnny, and then 3 8.5s.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And for OK Computer, you had a Johnny, some 8.5s, another Johnny, some 8.5s, and another Johnny. Well,
Interesting. Did I not have any Toms in OK Computer?
Nope.
Interesting. Why did I'm obviously, my memory is shocking.
Not a single Tom. I did, but you didn't.
That makes sense. That sounds possible.
So there we are. There's Kid A. I hope you put that on sometime and then have the full experience.
I 100% will.
I know Chase did say that he loved the album. Again, this is the one that I bought him as a thank you. So he's heard it already. And pretty soon we will be watching some music videos with Chase. So of Kid A songs. Yeah.
Excited for that.
And thank you everyone for listening to your host get emotional. I don't know how much of it comes across during the song, and I hope Not a lot.
No, that was really, that was special. So thank you for inviting us into that.
Yes, thank you. And we will see you next week, where I haven't told Nico what he's hearing for the next week.
I am none the wiser, so we'll be coming in blind, deaf, all of the things.
Yes, and it'll be fun.
Yeah, all right, catch you then.
Okay, bye. Okay. Whew.
How you holding up, dude? Yeah.
Oh, fuck. I was like, as soon as I scrolled down for that first recording when you and I were doing today, I'm like, oh boy. So we'll see. I needed that though, so thank you.
Of course, I'm glad that it feel that way.
Yeah,
that's gonna hit hard.
Yeah, it was something.
Has that always like had a obviously beforehand, would that have still had like sort of a big draw? I mean, I imagine only it's like I don't even know what level of magnitude magnified after that, but like I'm guessing even like outside of that context, it would have had like this level of emotional hold on you, or what would you say?
I don't know. I think it was different. I don't think I've ever gone through a period where. That's a good question. Thank you for asking that. I don't think I've gone through a period where it's that last line.
Yeah,
it's that last line that is so, especially for the end of an album, that is such a punch,
right?
You know, and so I think that must be what it is. It's, it is a sad song, and I think it's hit me before, but I don't think it's like,
right.
Yeah, the context is different. Yeah, cool. But I have my pleasure. Thank you for letting me.
This podcast is recorded on Discord and is edited in GarageBand. The intro and outro music are Radiohead covers and can be found on Spotify under the band Lift. That's Lifte, with F as in Foxtrot. Also, find us on TikTok and Vimeo under the name @HeadFullOfRadio.